Hi, I'm Simon, the lead apps engineer with Footballguys, and we're back with another DFS lineup optimizer video. We've so far in the videos, and check them out on the channel if you've not seen them, we've taken a look at all the different ways that you can build lineups, edit player pools, edit advanced settings and controls, and all these different things to generate your lineups. But what do you do when you've got the lineups generated? Well, that's where this lineups tab comes in. And it's where we can manage all these lineups that we've generated and compare and contrast them and really pick the top of the bunch to go and enter into those contests. So when we come onto this lineup screen, we're going to get this chart at the top, and we can change the different factors that we're comparing now. Just to get a view of the lineups we generated so far here, we're comparing projected points versus ceiling for each lineup. And I always think this graph is pretty cool because it's going to show you how the optimizer has done things differently from the cash games, which are in blue here on the legend, to all others which have been done for Millimaker settings. So you can see that it's completely ambiguous in terms of ceiling when it's generating the cash games. All it's caring about is bunching all of these lineups as high as it can up on this y-axis with the points. So they're all more or less in a flat line. Whereas when it's optimizing for other stuff, it's going to be not caring at all about the points and just trying to get them as far over to the right on this graph as possible. So that's why there's only a scattering of blue dots over here. But the other stuff, especially the kind of yellow and the green dots, looks like that's a hot stack. They're far further over to the right as a priority. So it is harder generally to optimize for ceiling because it's something that changes far more quickly when you take a player out and put another player in. But it's still pretty cool to see that differential there. Another thing you can do on this chart is you can click these to filter down to the different builds that you've done, the different profiles. But what I recommend you do instead is you can use this filter lineup profiles up here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to type in different things to filter the lineups that are displayed. And you're going to have to think about this when you're naming the lineup profiles, right? So I've called all the lineup profiles for the Millimaker MM and then something else. So if I just type MM into this filter, we've got rid of the cash game profile, and we've just got the 4 profiles there that you can see on the right: base, stacks, Cardinals, Ravens, and Vikings. And what we can do further is you then might put the word stacks in there as well. And now we've only got the 3 lineup sets generated by stacks. So the next thing that we're going to want to do at this point, if we go back to just the Millimaker lineups, the next thing we're going to want to do is delete some lineups that we just know that we're not going to use. So there's a few different ways you could do that. So we're mainly interested in the Millimaker and ceiling. So we could come down here and we could sort this list by ceiling ascending. So that's giving us the worst ceiling lineups at the top of the list, all the way down to the bottom where we've got the very best ones. So let's go back up to the top again. So what we can do then is we can hover over this lineup here and we can hit the red X button, and you'll see these ones being the lowest ceilings are also the ones right off the left hand side of the chart, and we're dealing with the blue lineups. Let's just go to a different scroll down until we get to a different profile here. So the Cardinal stack lineups, those are the 2 yellow dots on the right. So when we delete these 2 here, you're going to see those 2 yellow dots disappear off the side there. Another thing you can do if you want to identify lineups from the chart is you can click in the chart on the lineup. Okay, so we can get rid of these ones here like that. So we're just improving our general set here, just getting everything just a bit more drilled. So that's one thing you can do, deleting lineups, certainly very useful. Another thing though that you're going to want to look at is starring these lineups, favoriting them on a 1, 2, 3 star system. So we're going to go to the other end of the chart for that. Let's go up here and find our high upside ones. These are our best ones, these lineups here. And I'm guessing that one's there somewhere. So again, we've still got filtered by ceiling ascending. So we might decide for this task to do this the other way around and have the best lineups at the top and just mark. I can see from here that it's the Raven stacks, these red lineups, that seem to be the best builds of all. So we're going to go down to the Raven stacks. We're still sorting by ceiling. So let's go mark a few of those as well. Okay, so we've got a few lineups marked, and what we can start to do now is we can start to filter everything that we're looking at down to those lineups that we favorited. We can go up now to 2-star, so these are the 2-star lineups. Keep an eye always on the axes of the graph of the chart as you edit, because left on one chart, if it's at 209, it doesn't mean it's as bad as the ones before, because these labels have changed. And then all the way up to 3-star, so these are the very best 5 or 6 lineups that we decided to use. From here, we might take these lineups and export just those 6 or 7, I think it is actually 7, into DraftKings to play. So we hit that export button and then open it up. And then we're going to see just those ones that we managed to filter down to, just those 7. And likewise, it's always going to export whatever's in the list. So if you go down to 2 and then hit export, we'll get those lineups. If you go down to 1, then you get those 24. You can always see how many lineups you've got up here, and then back down to all the 589 remaining. So this is just a process that you're going to want to go through after your final builds, after Sunday inactives, to filter down to those favorite lineups. And then export those as your final act before you start entering contests and finalizing those lineups on the site you're playing on. So thanks for watching, and be sure to ask us any questions you've got in the comment section of the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tutorial videos and content on how to use the DFS lineup optimizer and our other tools. Thanks for watching.